Where's Kaylee when I need her? Oh, there you are. I should have asked you to help me with this, Kaylee. Robotics, or more specifically, the rise of artificial intelligence. It's an interesting and just ballooning field, isn't it? All over the world. And it's leaving me very confused. I don't know about you, but like anything else, when we begin to apply our science and technology and even philosophy, physics, to something that is an endeavor of trying to make machines more human, we end up getting confused about what is human, because we're looking at that so much more closely to see if there's any way it might be replicated. At least I get confused. Look at these words. Do you feel like you know what they mean anymore? They're being dissected and looked at and sought for. And sometimes we kind of know what they are, and other times we have no idea. Mind, cognition, autonomy, and I don't mean ethical autonomy. Consciousness, awareness. You know, consciousness of all of these is the one we understand the least. Scientists have no idea where to look for consciousness. Most of these we assume are in the brain somewhere, in some either a synapse connection or in a chemical reaction. But consciousness we have not located. It's elusive. Consciousness. What does it mean to be conscious? Or to be aware? To have autonomy, to be a sentient being. What exactly is the mind? It's more than the organ of the brain, isn't it? But what? What is cognition? And of course, all of these lead us to ask, what does it mean to be a person? What is personhood? Because it's something that we highly value, or at least we think we do. And as Janice reminded us, there are times when we fail miserably to understand the meaning of personhood and value it as highly as most of us want to. Artificial intelligence, cognitive robotics, synthetic consciousness, we're working hard on it. Folks are beginning to hazard estimates of when will the machines awake, whatever that means. Skynet, I know you're thinking about that. But it's getting more and more real every day. But are we? Are we taking all of those meaningful words about what it means to us to be human beings more seriously, more carefully, more ethically? We've seen all of those characteristics in other creatures, haven't we? Sentience, consciousness, awareness. And now our legal systems all over the world are wrangling in legal realms that we still don't even comprehend. Archie, in the legal world, the hottest ticket right now is defining non-human persons and their legal rights. What are some species other than the cetaceans that you think that's happening for? Yes, elephants. What other species? The great apes, the primates, right? What does it mean to be a non-human person? And therefore, what rights do we give you? Whoever or whatever you are. It's getting thick out there in the technical world, and it's exciting. But it's also, I find it rather mind-bending. So what does it mean to be? What does it mean to say I'm a human being? We recognize other humans, but what is a human being? Aren't I just me? Consciousness is that way we explain that we are aware that we are, right? Isn't that what we mean essentially by consciousness? We know we are. I think, therefore I am. I preach, therefore what? Don't answer that. Don't go there. But is that all? Not for most of us. Because for some of us, part of that awareness is a deep, deep awareness that our being comes from beyond us. Spiritually speaking, human being comes from beyond us. At least that's what we say. I think, therefore, I am a child of God. There's a leap of faith in there, isn't it? Why not claim it? That there's something more to you and to me than the molecules we're made of and all the space in between and all the electrical impulses flying through those spaces. Human being. There are many ways to be, but we're human beings, and we're children of God. At least we have opened our hearts to that reality that is witnessed in the scriptures. Khalil Gibran, you remember him, the Lebanese-American poet, philosopher? He kind of has his own way of expressing what I think John, the gospel writer, expresses in that magnificent first chapter. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. What does that mean? This sense, awareness that there is more than just us. He said it this way: your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. Let that soak in. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. What if we remembered that about every child? They're not just a kid, annoying us, keeping us busy. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They came through you, but are not of you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. Is that not a spiritual reorientation of human being? And John, the gospel writer, says, he came to that which was his own. He came to that which was his own. To those that receive him, he gave the right to become children of God. Now, we tend to see that word right in our legal way, but that's not the Greek that John is trying to express. It's more like the capacity. To those that received him, he gave the capacity to become aware children of God, spiritually aware. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. And the Word became flesh. Oh, this is a heady one, isn't it? But John took us there. In him was life, and the life was the light of all humankind. We could not have that awareness of the depth of what it means now to be human being since Christ has come to be human. Joseph Moore, who wrote the words to Silent Night, said it so beautifully and simply. Son of God loves pure light. Son of God loves pure light. Like the choir sang, right? The light of the face lighting up the brightness, or maybe Pamela's words, the brightness, whatever human flesh Christ is, it's the brightness of God's glory that we see. He is coming, and there could be no greater validation of human being than what happened in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago when God came to love us in person, in personhood. On that silent night in Bethlehem, human was found worthy of God's eternal presence and God's great love entered the life God created. Emmanuel has to be the greatest validation of you and me there could ever be, and all that we are and all that we can become in that word, Emmanuel, God with us. How can we look into the manger and see the face of God there and not see ourselves loved by God? How can we look into one another's faces and not see the Logos, the Word that became flesh, in whom all things and all people are made? Let me invite you this Christmas to peek into the manger yourself and see there the love of human being that God brings to you. Don't be surprised if you see yourself, the Christ within you, shining back. Love yourself as God loves you. Who are we not to? I want to share with you words that many of you know, but I think they're in such harmony with John's gospel that I want to share them with you from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Was that not the fullness of God's intent? To be human, and for human being to be divine. I invite you to allow yourself to receive the gift of God's love for you.